Okay, what we want to do today is try to give you guys a feel some of the tips that we use in the shop for assembling the APE Diesel Hammer fuel pump. Now you can see from the drawing that there's quite a few pieces, and you don't always have to disassemble every piece. Most of the time when this fuel pump goes bad, it'll be either O-rings or some minor piece that is stuck. Now what I've done here, we've got this pump already disassembled. It's mounted in a mounting flange that comes in the toolbox that you can put in any vise and use to hold this pump body steady while you're working on the pump. Now there's 4 dowel pins that goes in these holes, spring dowels. We've already got them inserted in the holes, and we're ready to start assembling the rest of the fuel pump body. The first piece that we always put in is called the ratchet spring. Simply insert it in a hole. You'll see another dowel pin here. Loop one hook over it, and then rotate the other one to the opposite side of the dowel. It goes in place. The next piece to go in is actually an assembly. It's called the rope disc, and this is the main part of the ratchet assembly. You would first install the cam spring over a small dowel pin in the bottom of the rope disc. Then you install the 2 cams into the rope disc, making sure that they're centered over the cam spring. You should notice that there is a left and a right cam. It always works better if this stuff is smooth. Okay, we have both cams in position on the rope disc. The final portion is the regulating rope, which is a small 1/4-inch cable. It has 2 wear washers mounted in the center. Simply sits down into the rope disc. Now this entire assembly is placed inside the pump body, making sure that your cable assembly goes through the slots. There is another dowel pin here. I'm going to make sure that it's centered into the spring, and you can rotate it, and the spring rotates it back to the neutral position. The next assembly is the cam itself. This is the part of the fuel pump that actually regulates the fuel flow as it goes into the hammer. The cam is also another assembly that has a small detent that fits right into the face of the cam. Then you'll notice that there's another hole in the top. It's always pointed vertically when it's installed into the fuel pump body. It simply fits right into the rope disc. You feel it go into the hole. Loop the cams over the detents, and that is in place. Okay, this assembly is basically all there is to the pump body itself. The next thing we'll do is assemble the fuel pump element. That is the piston action that actually pumps the fuel into the diesel hammer. Now, it's comprised of several pieces that we've already semi-assembled. This is your main plunger and the pump element itself. These pieces are machined very close tolerances, and you have to use great care when you assemble them so that you don't score the piston inside this pump element. There are also a system of O-rings that fits in here to seal the fuel so that you build pressure when the element is actuated. You can see I've got quite a bit of lubricant on my fingers, and you always want to lubricate these O-rings so that when it goes together, the parts slide together and doesn't cut the O-ring or twist it. pump element fits into the fuel pump cover. You can see it's the front of the pump, and when you flip it over, you can see this area is the portion where the fuel pump element fits. Now there is a third O-ring that fits down inside this element. I'm going to go ahead and put it in now. Can you see that, Gary? Takes just a little bit of work and it goes right in. Now we simply put the pump element in there, and with a quick push, it's in place. We can go ahead and put the fuel pump cover on now. Slides right in. We'll go over the ratchet assembly. And with a little bit of coaxing, it'll go right in. One screw that holds the pump cover to the pump body goes in about the 10 o'clock position. Okay, now we've rotated the fuel pump around so that we can start assembling the back side of it. The piece that you see in my right hand is called a distance piece. It uses a simple compression spring to hold it in its position. Install the compression spring over the distance piece and goes right in the back slot of the pump. And that's in position. The next thing we do, we put the tappet over the back of the fuel pump element. Slides right into a hole, very simple. Finally, we put the lever pin into the back of the fuel pump body. Drive it in until it's smooth. And then we insert the fuel pump lever. This is a cam that actuates against the ram. Never works right the first time. Okay, as we put this in, you remember we put a distance piece in there. Simply drop the punch through the top, push the distance piece down. It works better with three hands. Who's counting on today? Now that's in position where it was. And finish driving the pin into it. Okay, at this point, while I've got the hammer in my hand, I'll go ahead and knock these dowel pins back into the pump cover. We'll install the plug in the top of the pump cover. Back down. Put our fuel indicator dowel pin back into the front of the cam. We always want to leave a long end sticking straight up so that you can see it better from a distance. And finally, we put the regulating ropes back into their ferrules. And the fuel pump's ready for reinstallation on the hammer.